Paragraph and Essay Evaluation Rubric. Academic English for English Teachers. Assessing paragraphs and essays, whether on exams or assignments, can be challenging and time-consuming for many teachers. However, setting and using appropriate evaluation rubrics is significantly help you to solve all these problems. This video I'm going to share with you some significant and typical evaluation rubrics for evaluating paragraphs and essays. Hello to you all, welcome back to your channel. This is English for Africa channel and I'm Zenebe Hailu, and this lesson is developed for English language teachers at any level of teaching. Using evaluation rubrics is the most important professional job any teacher must learn or master in the use in his or her career for any kind of assessment. Therefore, let's start by looking at the importance of using evaluation rubrics in a language classroom. Firstly, it creates a natural learning atmosphere. This means when students clearly know what they are expected of accomplishing in the assessment as well as how they will be assessed, their educational performance will be successful and impressive because they get into the natural learning environment. Secondly, it builds trust. Among the important things that builds trust and better relationship between students and the teacher is clarity. When students know what they need to do and how they are going to be assessed, they will love their education as well as strive to perform well in any kind of evaluation. This will in turn create a bridge for a better learning environment and relationship. Thirdly, it saves time. With having a large number of students in a class, any teacher using evaluation rubrics will save time and provide authentic or constructive feedback to students, which can also develop students' language skills in a better way. So let's start the main section of the lesson. Here we're going to look at the main section of evaluation rubrics. Many language scholars suggest three main sections that can be used to organize the evaluation of written materials such as paragraphs and essays written by students. The weight you can give to this evaluation section may vary based on the educational level and the purpose of the assessment. However, the following weight can be representative for a language classroom at any level. What I can say here is you can manipulate or change the weight based on your purpose as well as educational level, but this one below we are going to see is a typical one. So we have three segments or sections. Firstly, content or organization of ideas. The weight you can give for this is 40% out of 100%. Then language usage or languages will have 50 out of 100%. Then lastly, mechanics will get 10% out of the 100%. So totally you're gonna have 100% as an assessment. Now let's see what we can have under each of these sections. So firstly, let's see the specific points the evaluation must focus on under this section of the assessment. So we do have four segments of assessment that you can focus on here. That means under content or organization. So firstly, you do have introduction and the conclusion. So the weight you can give here is out of 5. I'm going to show you how that can be done later. So under the introduction and the conclusion, if it is a paragraph, you're gonna look for validity of the topic, sentence, and the conclusion. If it's an essay, you're gonna look for valid and logically organized paragraphs. That means introductory paragraph as well as concluding paragraph. If it's a paragraph, what you look is the topic sentence as well as the concluding sentence, whether they're valid or not. Then supporting details out of 5 again. That is the body part. Here you're gonna see whether there is valid reasoning and textual evidence included in the body part. Thirdly, clear and brief. That means appropriate audience and purpose. Look whether the content is appropriate to audience and the purpose. That means the purpose of writing. Then lastly, overall organization. Again, it is out of 5. Here you're gonna look for headings, graphics, transition between sentence and paragraphs, unity of ideas in sentences, completeness, instruction use. All these are calculated under this section. Then let's go to the language usage. So there are 5 segments of assessment you can focus on here. Let's see one by one. First, you're gonna look for tense formation, and then subject-verb agreement, and then pronoun usage, and then vocabulary. Look for academic or domain-specific word use, and then lastly, sentence construction. Look whether the student's written sentences are complete, correct, as well as varied. The last one is Micronics. So there is only editing and proofreading segment of assessment you can focus on here. So under the Micronics, which has got 10% out of 100%, you look for spelling, capitalization, punctuation. These 3 are the most important thing of the assessment here. So look whether the material is professionally edited text or not. So what the pointers describe? The pointers that you can give out of 5 describe these criteria that you can say. So 5 describes excellent, 4 very good, 3 means good, 2 means average, 1 means poor. So this is what they define when you give 5 or 4 or 3 or 2 or 1. Now let me give you a sample for paragraph evaluation rubric. As we have discussed, you can set it in this way. You can print this and give to your students. They can write the topic of the paragraph and then their name, and they give you this with this paper. Then you provide comments under each segment or section, and then you can tick for the weight it's given in here, whether they got 5 or 4 or 3 based on their performance. Lastly, you're gonna put the total score out of let's say if it's out of 10, you can put it out of 10, and then let's go to the next sample. The next sample is for essay evaluation rubrics. Similar things happens here, except under the introduction and the conclusion, you're gonna look for valid and logically organized paragraphs. That means introductory as well as concluding paragraph. The rest is similar. You can use them in similar way. So how do you calculate the pointers? So we put 5 pointers for each criteria, and we do have 10 segments. So when you calculate it, it comes 50%. Then out of 50, then you change the value into 100%, and finally you can change the total value into the weight of the assessment, whether it is out of 10, out of 50, out of 20, based on the weight you have given to the assignment. For example, let us say one student scores 41% out of 50%. So you're gonna change this to 100%. It comes 82 out of 100%. Let's say the assignment is going to be taken out of 10%. So you're gonna change what the student got out of 100% to 10%, which comes 8.5%. I mean marks out of 10. So this is how it can be calculated. Lastly, I want to tell you about how you can use the evaluation rubrics for the maximum benefit. So in order to make the best use of the evaluation rubrics, you must follow the following 2 guidelines or instructions. First, what's the student's role? After you provide the assignment to your students, you need to print and give the evaluation rubric to your students so that they attach and give back to you with their assignment. So this will help students to know what they are expected to do on the assignment and to know the criteria of the evaluation. The teacher's role: provide the evaluation rubric to students, give necessary explanation about the evaluation rubric, each segment, that means, and then use evaluation rubric appropriately and give necessary comments to all students so that they will improve themselves for the future. So if you have any questions, you can write them down in the comment section of the video, and don't forget to like and share the video. If you are new here, subscribe to this channel for more videos. I'm going to thank you for staying tuning with me till now. I'm going to see you soon. Bye bye.